Distinguished guests, first, let me express my sincere gratitude for your presence today. I am deeply honored to join this seminar. My heartfelt thanks go to the organizing committee for inviting me to speak. As a lawyer with extensive experience in international arbitration and construction law, I have worked closely with contractors and project stakeholders across many industries. Today, I am here to share practical insights about drafting, negotiating, and managing FIDIC contracts, as well as navigating disputes in Vietnam. Allow me to introduce myself. My name is Khoi Nguyen, and I am a partner at YKVN law firm. I specialize in international arbitration and contracts, with focus on construction industry. I have served as chief editor of the Vietnamese editions of the three key FIDIC contracts, the Red Book, Yellow Book, and Silver Book, 2017 edition. These editions, officially licensed by FIDIC, were published by the Vietnam Engineering Consultant Association, or VICAS. This work aims to help contractors and stakeholders in Vietnam work more efficiently and effectively. Beyond this, I have contributed to respected journals like Clua Law International, Global Arbitration Review, and International Arbitration Review, writing on arbitration and construction law. I also contribute articles to the Journal of the Courts, which is the official publication of Vietnam's Supreme People's Court. Let me also briefly introduce my firm, YKVN. We are proud to be the only Vietnamese law firm included in the GAR 100, which recognizes the world's top arbitration firms. With over 90 lawyers in Hanoi, Ho Chi Minh City, and Singapore, YKVN leads in arbitration, banking and finance, mergers and acquisitions, real estate, and other critical areas. Our track record reflects our ability to handle complex, high-value disputes effectively. Today, my goal is simple: to provide you with actionable insights. From drafting and negotiating contracts to managing disputes, I will focus on practical solutions that address the challenges you may face as foreign contractors in Vietnam. Thank you for your attention, and I hope you find today's session valuable. Now let us move on to an overview of Vietnam's construction market. Vietnam is entering an exciting phase of growth in construction. This creates tremendous opportunities for international investors, especially businesses from China. Vietnam's rapid advancements in transport infrastructure and renewable energy have made it a focal point for global attention. First, let us talk about transport infrastructure. Vietnam is investing heavily in major projects. The North-South High-Speed Railway, with an investment of $67 billion USD, promises to drive economic growth and create significant demand for advanced technologies. The North-South Expressway, valued at nearly $14 billion USD for the 2021-2025 phase, is progressing rapidly. This opens up many opportunities for international contractors. Second, let us discuss renewable energy. By 2030, Vietnam plans to add 56 gigawatt of renewable energy to its national power plan. This includes 17 gigawatt of onshore wind energy and 39 gigawatt of solar energy. Renewable energy is the fastest growing sector in Southeast Asia, making it an ideal match for the expertise of Chinese contractors. Now, let us consider the advantages Chinese contractors have in Vietnam. First, strong economic and geopolitical ties provide a solid foundation. Bilateral trade between Vietnam and China exceeded 160 billion USD in 2023. This close relationship supports Chinese businesses in taking on large-scale projects in Vietnam. Second, Chinese contractors are familiar with FIDIC contracts, which are widely used in ODA-funded projects and those supported by organizations like the World Bank and ADB. Third, Chinese contractors have a proven track record of success in Vietnam. Examples include the Hanoi-Haiphong Expressway, where Chinese contractors handled 3 out of 10 packages. The Duyen Hai 1 thermal power plant, a 1.4 billion USD EPC project led by Dongfang Electric Corporation. The Cat Linh Ha Dong Urban Railway, executed by the China Railway 6th Group with funding primarily from Chinese ODA. The Ninh Binh Fertilizer Plant, led by Huancao Contracting and Engineering Corporation. The Central Highlands Bauxite Projects, with Chalco as the lead contractor for the Tan Rai and Nanco plants. These examples showcase the expertise, scale, and technical capabilities that Chinese contractors bring to Vietnam. Now let us examine the opportunities and challenges in Vietnam's construction market. First, Vietnam's government plans to disburse 657 trillion VND in public investment in 2024. Of this, 422 trillion VND will be allocated to transport infrastructure. This is a golden opportunity for contractors to establish long-term partnerships. Second, Vietnam's bidding system is becoming more transparent, with international standards applied widely. This allows contractors to maximize their expertise and technological strengths. Third, Vietnam's investment policies favor foreign contractors. In addition to public investment, the government promotes public-private partnerships, PPP, and renewable energy projects. Tax reductions and land use incentives make these projects even more attractive. Now, let us address the challenges. First, the Vietnamese market requires a deep understanding of local laws, particularly in bidding and project management. Second, Vietnam's legal framework is still evolving. Contractors need both expertise in FEDIC contracts and strong knowledge of Vietnamese regulations to adapt contracts effectively. Finally, collaboration with local partners is essential. This ensures compliance with regulations and helps contractors understand Vietnam's business culture. Strong partnerships are the key to long-term success. To conclude, Vietnam's construction market is projected to reach 33.5 billion USD from major infrastructure projects, with potential to grow to 75.6 billion USD. Vietnam is truly a promising destination for contractors. Now is the perfect time for Chinese contractors to expand their market share. It is also a chance to contribute to Vietnam's sustainable development. As a lawyer who has been fortunate to work with international contractors in Vietnam, I've had the opportunity to assist with drafting contracts and resolving disputes in the construction sector. Today, I will share practical insights on FEDIC contracts, which are widely used in Vietnam. In this section, I will cover 4 key points. First, why FEDIC contracts are widely used in Vietnam. Second, the most popular types of FEDIC contracts and their applications. Third, the common challenges contractors face when managing projects under these contracts. And fourth, recommendations to help contractors implement FEDIC contracts effectively. My hope is that these insights will help you better understand how to approach Vietnam's growing construction market. First, FEDIC contracts are frequently required in Vietnam for projects funded by official development assistance, ODA, or international organizations such as the World Bank and the Asian Development Bank, ADB. These contracts set a high standard for transparency and uniformity, protecting the rights of all parties. For foreign contractors entering Vietnam, the familiarity and credibility of FEDIC contracts make them an essential tool for navigating cross-border legal challenges. Second, FEDIC contracts address a critical need in Vietnam: transparency. Vietnam's construction laws are still being refined to meet international standards. FEDIC's standardized structure and clear processes help foreign contractors ensure compliance while providing a solid framework for managing risks under Vietnamese regulations. Finally, FEDIC contracts are particularly well suited to Vietnam's rapidly expanding renewable energy sector, including wind and solar power projects. As the government focuses on renewable energy development to meet national energy goals, FEDIC contracts help minimize risks and provide clear guidelines for international investors and foreign contractors to manage large-scale projects. In short, FEDIC contracts are integral to construction projects in Vietnam, from ODA-funded infrastructure to renewable energy plants. They promote transparency, protect parties' interests, and provide flexibility to adapt to Vietnam's unique legal environment. Now, let's look at the 3 most commonly used FEDIC contract types in Vietnam. The Red Book is often used for traditional construction projects in Vietnam, such as public infrastructure funded by state budgets. Employers are responsible for design, while contractors focus on construction based on approved designs. This type is widely seen in roads, bridges, and government-funded facilities. The Yellow Book is ideal for design-build projects, where contractors handle both the design and construction. It's frequently used in transport infrastructure projects and renewable energy developments, areas where Vietnam is experiencing rapid growth. The Silver Book is tailored for EPC turnkey projects, where the contractor is responsible for all aspects, from design and procurement to construction and delivery. In Vietnam, this contract type is popular for complex projects like power plants and large industrial facilities. These projects often involve foreign contractors working closely with Vietnamese partners to deliver high-quality results. Choosing the right FEDIC contract type is vital in Vietnam. Whether you are bidding on a government-funded infrastructure project or a renewable energy plant, selecting the appropriate contract ensures clarity in roles and reduces potential disputes. As Vietnam's construction market continues to grow, foreign contractors frequently encounter challenges when managing projects under FEDIC contracts. Let's explore the 4 most common issues and how they can affect your projects. One major challenge is delayed payments from employers. These delays can create severe cash flow pressures and significantly disrupt project timelines. While FEDIC contracts provide clear payment procedures, it is crucial for foreign contractors to fully understand and negotiate these terms at the outset. Addressing payment terms early reduces risks and ensures smoother cash flow management throughout the project. Changes during project execution are inevitable, especially in dynamic markets like Vietnam. However, failure to follow the variation management process outlined in FEDIC contracts can lead to costly disputes over timelines and budgets. To avoid these issues, foreign contractors should plan for potential changes early, maintain detailed documentation, and secure agreement from all parties before implementing modifications. Unforeseen risks can lead to disputes over cost allocation, particularly in complex projects. Although FEDIC contracts provide guidance on risk allocation, foreign contractors in Vietnam often face challenges applying these provisions due to a lack of familiarity with local practices. Strengthening risk control measures and clarifying cost allocation responsibilities early can prevent lengthy disputes. Ensuring quality standards and meeting warranty obligations are critical responsibilities for foreign contractors. Disputes often arise after project handover, particularly when warranty clauses are unclear. For example, a recent energy plant project in Vietnam faced prolonged disputes due to vague warranty mechanisms in the contract. Clear and precise warranty terms are essential to avoid similar issues. In summary, foreign contractors operating in Vietnam must address these 4 key issues: payment delays, variation management, risk allocation, and warranties proactively. By focusing on these areas, contractors can significantly reduce the likelihood of disputes and ensure project success. To overcome these challenges and maximize the benefits of FEDIC contracts, foreign contractors can take the following steps. Build a team of professionals who are knowledgeable about FEDIC contracts and Vietnam's legal environment. This combination of expertise will enable faster and more effective resolution of issues as they arise. The 2017 FEDIC edition introduced the Dispute Avoidance and Adjudication Board, DAAB, a mechanism designed to resolve disputes at an early stage. By incorporating DAAB into large-scale projects in Vietnam, foreign contractors can save significant time and costs while ensuring effective project management. Effective communication with employers, supervising consultants, and other project stakeholders is essential. Strengthening collaboration throughout the project lifecycle helps address potential issues early before they escalate into disputes. Conduct a thorough risk assessment during the bidding stage, focusing on critical clauses such as payment, variation management, and warranties. A proactive approach to identifying and mitigating risks will provide greater stability for the project and reduce the likelihood of disputes. These recommendations, strengthening expertise, adopting DAAB, improving stakeholder coordination, and proactively managing risks, are essential for implementing FEDIC contracts effectively in Vietnam. FEDIC contracts play an integral role in standardizing project management in Vietnam's construction industry, particularly as the country continues its international integration. By mastering these contracts and focusing on proactive risk management, foreign contractors can minimize disputes and achieve success in large-scale projects. As a lawyer who has been fortunate to work with international contractors in Vietnam, I have had the opportunity to assist with negotiating contracts in complex construction projects. Today, I will share practical insights on negotiating FEDIC contracts in Vietnam. Specifically, I will highlight the key factors foreign contractors should consider when working with state-owned or government-affiliated employers in large-scale infrastructure projects. In this part of the presentation, I will discuss 4 points. First, cultural differences and negotiation styles. Second, effective negotiation strategies. Third, practical negotiation techniques. And fourth, real-world examples. My goal is to provide you with actionable strategies to approach contract negotiations successfully in Vietnam. First, let's examine the cultural differences and negotiation styles in Vietnam. Negotiating in Vietnam differs significantly from the Western approach. In Vietnam, negotiation culture is heavily influenced by flexibility and personal relationships. While Western systems often prioritize strict legal frameworks, Vietnamese partners tend to favor practical solutions and long-term relationships. This difference is especially relevant when working with state-owned or government-affiliated employers, where maintaining goodwill and understanding mutual goals is essential. Another important consideration is the balance between caution and flexibility. Vietnamese negotiations often focus on finding common ground rather than rigidly adhering to specific contractual terms. Adopting a flexible approach while remaining cautious about key risks can strengthen trust and lead to sustainable agreements. Preparation is also crucial. Before entering negotiations, foreign contractors should invest time in understanding the organizational structure and decision-making authority of the employer, particularly in state-owned companies. The priorities and mindset of Vietnamese partners, which often emphasize stability, compliance with internal policies, and effective risk management. In summary, adapting to cultural nuances and prioritizing relationship building can significantly enhance negotiation outcomes in Vietnam. Now let's move on to effective strategies for negotiations. Building trust is the cornerstone of successful negotiations with Vietnamese employers. Clear and transparent communication is essential. Both parties should openly outline their responsibilities and benefits under each contract provision and their commitments to delivering the project and addressing any potential issues. It's also important to emphasize win-win solutions. Vietnamese employers value contracts that deliver long-term benefits for all parties. When discussing terms, foreign contractors should focus on the financial efficiency and social impact of the project and how they can minimize risks and optimize timelines to meet shared objectives. Additionally, fostering a collaborative approach to problem solving is crucial. Discussions should center on shared goals rather than individual demands. By focusing on common objectives, parties can navigate challenges together, ensuring a stronger partnership and a more successful project outcome. In short, focusing on trust and mutual benefits can pave the way for smoother negotiations. Next, let's explore practical negotiation techniques that can help achieve these goals. Effective risk allocation is a key technique. FEDIC contracts outline responsibilities for each party, but foreign contractors should negotiate flexible terms for risks like payment delays or variation orders. Openly discuss dispute resolution mechanisms, such as mediation or DAAB, to reduce potential conflicts and build mutual understanding. Another practical approach is incorporating early dispute resolution mechanisms. Proposing tools like the Dispute Avoidance and Adjudication Board, DAAB, can reassure both parties by offering a clear path for resolving potential conflicts. Mediation can also be an effective first step, helping parties resolve disagreements in a collaborative way before resorting to formal adjudication. Flexibility in negotiation is also vital. While it's important to adapt to the employer's expectations, contractors should maintain firm principles on critical issues, such as clear payment timelines and mechanisms, specific terms for managing variations and unexpected costs, strong warranty and quality assurance provisions to protect the contractor's long-term interests. To summarize, combining flexibility with principled negotiation helps contractors navigate Vietnam's dynamic market. Finally, let me share real-world examples that demonstrate these techniques in practice. In a recent renewable energy project, a foreign contractor faced challenges due to delayed payments from a government-affiliated employer. Instead of adopting a rigid stance, the contractor built trust by providing a transparent project schedule and demonstrating their capacity to deliver, negotiating flexible payment terms in smaller milestones to reduce financial strain on both parties, and actively resolving issues with the employer to avoid delays and ensure project progress. In another case involving infrastructure development, a contractor encountered disputes over variation clauses. By proactively discussing these clauses during negotiations, the contractor and employer agreed on a clear process for approving changes, supported by thorough documentation. This minimized delays and avoided misunderstandings during project execution. These examples highlight how a strategic and relationship-focused approach can lead to successful outcomes. In conclusion, effective negotiation of FIDIC contracts in Vietnam requires understanding cultural nuances, building trust, and adopting flexible yet principled techniques. By focusing on these 4 areas, cultural differences, strategic planning, practical techniques, and real-world lessons, foreign contractors can enhance their success in Vietnam's growing construction market. As foreign contractors enter Vietnam's construction market, managing disputes effectively becomes a critical aspect of ensuring project success. Disputes often arise in large-scale projects funded by state capital or international aid, making it essential to understand how to navigate these challenges. Drawing from my experience working with contractors on complex projects in Vietnam, I will share practical insights into managing disputes and resolving conflicts under FIDIC contracts. In this section, I will cover 3 points. First, managing claims. Second, steps in dispute management. And third, lessons learned from real-world cases. My goal is to provide you with actionable strategies to reduce risks and handle disputes efficiently in Vietnam. First, let's discuss managing claims. An effective claims management system is critical to preventing disputes. FIDIC contracts clearly outline the process for claims, from filing a notice to following up and resolving the issue. Foreign contractors should focus on the following key practices. Timely notification. When an event or change occurs that could impact costs, timelines, or the scope of work, contractors must send immediate notice to the supervising consultant or employer. Timely notification is essential to safeguarding your rights. Thorough documentation claims must be supported by detailed and accurate documentation. This includes all necessary evidence and justifications to strengthen your case. Regularly tracking and monitoring the status of claims with stakeholders ensures clarity throughout the process. Accurate record-keeping site diaries, inspection reports, and periodic updates should be meticulously maintained. These records serve as critical evidence in disputes, ensuring transparency and accountability among all parties. In short, proactive and well-documented claims management reduces the likelihood of disputes and strengthens your position when conflicts arise. Let's now move on to the steps involved in managing disputes. Managing disputes effectively requires a structured approach. Here are 3 steps foreign contractors should prioritize. Direct negotiation, or direct negotiation, is often the first and most preferred step, especially in Vietnam's relationship-driven business environment. Establishing goodwill and mutual cooperation at this stage can help resolve smaller issues before they escalate. Leveraging the DAAB, Dispute Avoidance and Adjudication Board, early in the process can also help address minor disputes and maintain project momentum. Involving third parties, or when disputes cannot be resolved directly, involving neutral third parties is often necessary. 2 common options include 1. DAAB. DAAB is highly recommended for projects funded by international aid. This mechanism can operate as a standing board throughout the project or as an ad hoc board for specific disputes. However, many projects in Vietnam lack sufficient budgeting for DAAB, making its implementation challenging. 2. International arbitration. FEDIC contracts typically default to ICC arbitration for dispute resolution. The enforceability of ICC awards in Vietnam, supported by the New York Convention, provides confidence to international contractors. For smaller disputes, domestic arbitration through VIAC, Vietnam International Arbitration Center, can offer a cost-effective alternative. Resorting to local courts or local courts in Vietnam are rarely chosen for FEDIC-related disputes due to limited experience with the technical complexities of such contracts. However, in the absence of an arbitration agreement, the court system remains the default option. To summarize, prioritizing negotiation, leveraging ADR mechanisms, and understanding the options for arbitration or litigation are critical for effectively managing disputes. Let's now look at a real-world example that demonstrates these principles in action. A recent project in Vietnam highlights the importance of effective claims management. This project used a FEDIC EPC contract, and the foreign contractor faced significant payment delays from the employer. Cause: the delays were due to the employer's internal budget approval challenges. Outcome: the contractor filed for international arbitration using ICC rules. The tribunal ruled in favor of the contractor, awarding damages based on the clear provisions in the contract. Lesson learned: proactive claims management and comprehensive documentation were essential to the contractor's success in this case. Such examples underscore the importance of following proper processes and ensuring robust preparation to protect contractors' rights. In conclusion, managing disputes and resolving conflicts in FEDIC contracts require thorough preparation and a strong understanding of the processes involved. For foreign contractors, familiarity with Vietnam's unique challenges and practical experience can turn potential risks into opportunities. By leveraging tools like DAAB, maintaining detailed records, and adopting a structured approach to claims, contractors can navigate disputes confidently and successfully. As we approach the end of this presentation, I would like to recap the key insights we've discussed today and share some important recommendations for foreign contractors working in Vietnam. In this conclusion, I will cover 2 main points: a summary of the key takeaways and practical suggestions to help you succeed in Vietnam's dynamic construction market. First, let's summarize the key points. We started by discussing the importance of drafting clear and detailed FEDIC contracts. A well-drafted contract ensures responsibilities and rights are clearly defined while being adapted to Vietnam's legal framework to minimize legal risks and disputes. Next, we explored effective negotiation strategies. Understanding your partners, especially state-owned or state-invested entities, is essential. Negotiations should aim for consensus, focusing on shared goals rather than individual interests. We also addressed dispute management, proactively preventing and handling disputes through mechanisms like the DAAB and international arbitration fosters transparency and efficiency in resolving conflicts. Finally,
We emphasize the need for flexibility when applying the 2017 FEDIC contract model in Vietnam. Balancing its international standards with local legal requirements helps ensure successful project implementation while reducing potential risks. Now, let me offer some recommendations. First, build a strong legal advisory team with expertise in FEDIC contracts and Vietnam's legal landscape. This will help you address challenges quickly and effectively.
Second, invest in developing DAAB capacity within Vietnam. Building local expertise in this mechanism is vital for resolving disputes efficiently and in alignment with Vietnam's legal framework. Third, gain a comprehensive understanding of Vietnam's laws, bidding procedures, and business culture. These insights will provide you with a competitive edge in managing projects and fostering strong relationships with local stakeholders. Lastly, be adaptable. Vietnam's legal and business environment is evolving rapidly. Flexibility is crucial to minimizing risks and seizing opportunities in this growing market. To close, I want to thank you for your attention and engagement today. I hope these insights will help you navigate Vietnam's construction market with confidence and success. We will now move to the Q&A session. Please feel free to share your questions or experiences. I look forward to continuing this discussion. Thank you.